Good afternoon. Very, very noisy. It's Extinction Rebellion South Australia here, coming to you this Friday afternoon. Rush hour traffic. Sorry for the noise. I hope you will be able to hear. But first of all, I really wish to acknowledge that we are on stolen Kaurna land, home of the Kaurna people in the Adelaide Plains. Today, we are here in the Boothby electorate of South Australia, Adelaide. It's federal electorate, and we are outside of the campaign electoral office of the current MP, Rachel Swift, Dr. Rachel Swift, sorry. And we are here requesting that in the upcoming election, Rachel Swift considers the environment, because so far things are just not good enough. And I will be having a chat with a few people. Right now we've got a few of Dr. Swift's colleagues. We have her great leader, Scott Morrison MP. We have the Deputy Prime Minister, Barnaby Joyce. We have Angus Taylor, Energy Minister, with a penchant for gas. And we have Leigh, the Environment Minister. And here we have Rachel Swift. So we're here to make some noise. We're having a Friday fiesta. This is all part of a national campaign as well, which is, we're just saying, fund solutions, not pollution. Simple. And we're just having a bit of a party here to highlight that we need climate action now. And we're going to have plenty of chalking, spray chalk, non-permanent spray chalk going on, so this should be look pretty colourful by the end of our little stint here on a Friday afternoon. Very, very busy South Road transport corridor here. Rush hour traffic in Adelaide, and we have, of course, a Hawaiian themed Scott, his favourite, although there does not appear to be a ukulele at the moment. I'm not sure if we've got one of them today. Hi, Chris. Glad to hear that I do have the microphone right up against my mouth, so we'll see how we go. So, a little bit more here. So as I said, we're outside Dr. Rachel Swift's campaign office to let her know that we want her to take the climate emergency seriously. Fund solutions, not pollutions. There was a poll carried out before the devastating East Coast floods, and it showed that the majority of people, 50% of the Boothby electorate, believe the benefits of climate action to them outweigh any costs they'd have to pay. Meanwhile, only 18% believe the economy will be harmed by taking action, with 72% believing action will produce economic benefits. So that seems pretty clear what the people of Boothby themselves want. So we're getting lots of toots of approval from the passing traffic. And of course, it's also not to go unnoticed that this is an April Fool's Day. And we're here to declare that there is no room for fossil fools in Parliament. The message is, we urge our politicians, and here our politicians are, we urge our politicians to commit to stop funding fossil fuels. Stop funding it. Do you hear me, you guys? Stop funding fossil fuels. Ban political donations from fossil fuel companies, which is corrupting our democracy. It's state capture. And we want the government to fund solutions instead of all that. So 200% renewable energy by 2030 is what we want. Land rights and renewable energy royalties for First Nations. New industries, new jobs and training in mining communities. There needs to be a just transition so that all these people involved in the mining industry can carry on living a productive life, but in the new economy. And just a little message to Rachel Swift. Should you be successful in re-entering Parliament at the next election, we'll celebrate your future efforts towards addressing the climate emergency. To let you know that we need her to keep going and persuade her party to commit to climate action now. I'll see how we go for the sound, but I'll see if I can get a few words from Peta. Wait till that bus to go. Oh, another bus coming. We'll see how we go. I'll let this bus go by as well. Jeepers, it's tricky. Peta, would you like to have a few words? You are a Boothby resident.
Sure am.
And Rachel Swift is your current MP. Let's see what happens at the election. Who knows? So would you like to have a few words?
Yeah, I guess I'm here today because my 8-year-old, primary school, year 3 student, can come home and tell me what should go in a climate plan. But Rachel Swift has nothing. The Liberal Party has nothing. They've just got investments in fossil fuels. They've got talking about parks, but no real solutions. No end in sight to fossil fuel subsidies, when we could be investing in renewables, we could be investing Indigenous knowledge into how to heal country and really making change right now.
Great, thank you. And from Peter's daughter, out of the mouth of babes and all that, far more wise than us. Good old Angus Taylor at the back there with his gas. He seems to be happy to of dollars, mainly into Santos, to open up new gas works. And here we have a message from our leader which says, please don't ask me why we're still funding new fossil fuel projects or which Liberal Party donors are benefiting. Well, isn't that a surprise? Oh, noisy. And with the funding situation, we have just had a budget handed down. Oops, sorry. Cars and traffic and people don't mix. Yes, we've just had the budget, pre-election budget, which is seems to be offering. There's an offer of much needed cost of living pressure relief through cash splashes. People are suffering living costs, but remember, when you go to the polls, this is short term. The reduction of fuel excise, 6 months. Nobody really has said in that budget what's going to happen when the interest rates go up later this year, which is inevitable. So, despite the scientific warnings, the Morrison government expects to reduce, in this budget, reduce annual climate spending year on year in the next term, government term, if it is returned to power, whilst fossil fuel subsidies surge to $11.6 billion in 2021-22 year. And that's a reference from the research from the Australia Institute. So, we have our fossil fools, and sadly they're not here just on April Fool's Day. So, for Lismore, fossil fuels get $11 billion in subsidies speaks for itself. So we've got messages here. Stop funding fossil fuels and 200% renewables by 2030. So the science is out there, the reports are out there. It's not new news. Fires, floods and extreme weather seen around the globe in recent times and in Australia right now are expected to get worse. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change continues to report disaster. The Morrison government appears not to believe this and absolutely not to care. As I said, this is another Climate Action Now. And as I said, we're here as part of a national campaign asking the governments to fund solution, not pollution. The federal government continues to fund the fossil fuel industry at an eye-watering rates of which could be better used to develop solutions and create green jobs. We're certainly not asking all coal industry to shut down and kick the people out of work. We want a just transition. We want solutions. We want training. We want new jobs for those people. And even recently, Morrison, as Prime Minister and leader of this country, has said it's fine to build more coal-fueled power plants, and this is despite the energy industry itself recognising that the days of coal-fired plants are rapidly coming to an end. So industry knows it, but government still seems to be lagging far, far behind. I'll see if I can, despite this noise, have a little chat with somebody else. Now, the great Barnaby Joyce, but there is a real person behind that mask. Not sure if we can say that about Barnaby. Barnaby, the real Barnaby behind. Gonna have a.
This is the real Barnaby.
What's that?
This is the real Barnaby.
That is the real Barnaby.
Yep.
Gal, you up for a few words? Oh no, no. Aha. Sandy's usually up for a few. Sandy, you up for a few words? Oh, sorry, it's a bit crowded on this pavement. Just getting round.
What are they going to do about the disaster fund management? All of this should have been foreseen years ago. They are spending billions on subsidies, and the people in Lismore are waiting and waiting for genuine help.
Thank you, Sandy. Yes, real and not getting dealt with. But fossil fuel companies still seem to get billions. I think somebody's laughing at our Deputy Prime Minister.
It's completely disappeared.
Right, good response. Right. Well, I'm so pleased that we are getting such a positive response from the a couple of years ago or more. It would not have been as, but fair enough, we're not actually blocking the road. So let's hope climate when they go to the in May, date yet to be announced. And here we have, oh, it's hard to see in the sunlight, but Rebelling for Life. Do you want to say a few words? And we have our support crew around the corner, keeping a distance. Yes, no. Nobody's very look. Anybody else have a chat? Anyway, we're here on South Road, rush hour, outside the office of Dr. Rachel Swift, MP for Boothby, reminding her that her electorate, the residents of her electorate, want action on climate. We want it forefront of her election promises. But and thanks, Pamela. It's often for me hard to see all the comments because of the sun, but I see you. Angus for gas. He's definitely got a gas problem, that Angus. But never mind. Do you want to say a few words? It's a bit noisy. We have a wonderful flag bearer here. And Marshall. Oops, get this in the right place.
Hi Izzy, how you going?
I'm good. How are you doing, Ian?
I'm doing well.
So what's this all mean for you?
I think this is the seat of Boothby, which is a marginal seat. The Liberals are running contrary to what the voters of Boothby want, which is action on climate change, and they have been for the last several years. We have a new candidate for the Liberal Party whose policies are no different to previous, and we'd love to see that change. So we actually don't need to vote Liberal in Boothby. So vote for whoever you think is going to give you the best deal on climate change. We need an outcome. We need climate action. The Liberals are not doing it.
Thank you, Ian. And as you said, think climate when you go to the polls. And do not forget your Senate vote. Really important to remember that you're voting for a Senate as well as the lower house. So be informed. Decide who you think is going to act best for your futures in the long term. And that's the important thing. Future, long term. And get my shadow out of the way. Vote for your climate. Oop. Well, we're going to be here a while longer. It is a little bit noisy to get any more interviews from people. Loving it here. A little bit of fun and enjoyment for their homeward trek on a Friday evening after work. Another toot. Great. So I will be signing off now because I think we've made our message clear. And more chalking going on in here. So from the seat of Boothby, from outside Dr. Rachel Swift's office, and what climate? Well, there won't be a climate on a dead planet, really. And we have got a little message stuck up here for Boothby. Please don't ask me why we're still funding new fossil fuels. Well, that's exactly what we are asking. What climate plan? Excellent. So, as I said, going to wow, great support. Going to sign off from here. We'll sign off from our terrible pollies. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And we've been getting a lot of honking, so I'm guessing they're supporting climate action. So, I'll wind up now, and we will carry on having a bit of a party here. So thanks for those of you who are watching live. And, another one. Well done, Rebels. Hope you get lots of supportive toots. We are getting lots of supportive toots. Thank you so much. So, I will leave you for the rest of your Friday evening, and we'll keep on entertaining the homeward stream of traffic heading south on South Road. More toots.